What's up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And tonight we are finally back after the gem heist fiasco. We can finally get a good look at the golden moments, which indicate exactly what is going on in the market. I took a lot of data the day before the gem hack drop. I think it was the day of the drop. And then the day after the drop, which was the gem hack fiasco when prices started to shoot up. And then I started collecting data again the day the market opened, and then several points throughout the day today. So this amount of time in between each price is not exact, but they're all taken in one slice of time leading up to 5 minutes ago. And I noticed something very interesting that helps us to get a good determination of where the market is headed. And you will be really interested to know what I found with this data. So I'm going to pull up my chart, but first we're going to get rid of my handsome face. And here we are with my Excel spreadsheet data that has a chart over here on the right side after each item. So we've got all of the golden moments here down to the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. And the thing that I thought was so interesting is that all of our golden moments from the first two drops are trending down, while all of the golden moments from the previous or most recent drop are trending up. Starting with the Avengers logo, here we are. Starting at $7.99, we peaked at $8.25, and we've been up and down, peaking at $8.48 in between. I think this was the day after the heist, and then we're settling back to $7.90. Not too much of a drop from before, but certainly at a price lower than where we were the day of the new drop. C3PO starting out at $2,200. And just slightly coming down from that point. We never did go above 2,200. Currently at 1,900. Overall trend is down. Chip and Dale, one of the new ones, coming out of the box at 389, then 400, peaking at 489. 550 actually. The peak was 550 here, and then we settled down just a little bit. And since then, we have had momentum where we are now sitting at 599 at the all-time high. Cogsworth starting out at 163, coming up to 180, dipping down just a little bit, and then a lot of jumping up and down action, and then here we go. It just takes on off. 183 to 215, down to 200, and back up to 210. Overall trend is up. Donald and Daisy Duck sitting at 700 to begin with, peaking at 723, back to 700. Then we dip down into the 600s, back to 7, hovering around, and then straight back down into the 600s. Not too bad, ending up at 655, but the overall trend is down. So you notice here thus far, looking at Elsa, 1600, peaking at 1700, staying flat for a while, dropping off and coming in today, settling down at 1400 gems. Flounder and Sebastian, 200, peaking at 245, settling back down, going down as low as 180, and then jumping right back above 218, where it'll only go upward from there, and now we're at the peak at 239. Homer and Bart, 1,000, pretty flat, then dipping all the way down to 830 before coming back up, and then settling at 898. So that's just halfway right there. Iron Man, which was pretty level at 1,100, 1,200 was the peak here, coming back to 11 and flatlining at 1,000. So halfway through, I was going to say that we're fairly consistently seeing that the traditional items are still following the overall market downtrend, while the new ones are coming up. Lady and the Tramp, 460 to 440, back to 450, and then dipping down from that point, 415 up to 437, 410, 18, 400, settling down at 390. Overall trend is down. My Mickey Sorcerer's hat coming in at 2,100 up to 22. It held for a little bit, took a quick dip and then popped up to 2,300 and then starts sailing down, ending at 1,900. Overall trend is down. Partner statue, same thing, but pretty solid, starting at 2,150, peaking up at what, 22,500 rather, and then 21,900, and then settling back where we are right now at 21,400. Next, we've got the Pizza Planet truck. My Pizza Planet truck is starting out at 777, peaking here, going upwards from 818 up to 895, but then settling back, popping down to a low of 650 and jumping back up to 745. Overall trend is down. R2D2, I love my R2D2, starting out at 4,700, dipping down, peaking at 48, holding strong for a little bit there, but then dipping back down. Current price 4,400. Overall slight downtrend. The skateboard has been pretty flat. We did, this number is wrong. That was supposed to be a 770. Let's change that so we can see that the skateboard, after I corrected that value, overall is the only one out of the traditional items that looks like it's in an uptrend. So that's the outlier. Timon and Pumbaa starting out at 244, then 299, going straight to 399 during the gem hack fiasco, and then pulling back. But after the pullback, we've made it all the way back up as high as 324, 284, coming down back up to 299. Overall uptrend is happening. Wally starting out at 600, then 650, peaking at 697, and since then we've been pulling on back. Current price 560. Overall trend is down. Last but not least, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet of the new set, starting at 450, peaking at 475 and pulling back a little quicker than the other ones did, coming back up to 490, dipping back down, but now we're back on an uptrend, settling in at 495. So that is very interesting to see that we're nearly split down the middle on this data. Actually, if you pull back, I forgot to show this. Here's the prices here. I had 3 columns missing. So this was the data. These first several here, I think the first 4 were the day of the drop, 4 or 5. And then this was the day, I believe, when you see the big spike up when the gem fiasco had occurred. So we can still see that the graph is representative of all of this and have a good idea of where that overall trend is going. So let's just move this back over here so we can pull in the graphs and notice that they're fairly consistent. So I would say it's just kind of a wait and watch right now, because across the board with the rest of the market, some prices are still trending down. Some are stuck and others are moving up. It's a mixed bag. So at best case, I can say that we're probably near the bottom and we could be close to entering into the accumulation phase. The reason why I would say it's not premature to call for a bottom or saying that we're close to it is because we were really expecting a crash to occur. We were thinking that the gem fiasco, the gem heist fiasco, would shake the confidence of most of our investors and scare away new investors and cause a mass exodus. People scattering, running for the exit door, hoping to sell out before everyone else did. And that did not happen. All right, we still have the MTL looming on the horizon. I'm losing faith that the MTL is going to cause the market to sink. And the reason why is that there are too many people who believe that the MTL is going to pull prices way down. But after we saw how quickly the market rebounded after the gem heist fiasco, I do not believe that we can guarantee that the MTL will shake up the market in the same manner. In my opinion, I was more afraid of the market crash after the person who stole those gems got busted and several people were put on restriction for buying those 20 cents on the dollar gems. Much more afraid of what would happen, thinking that that would cause a chain reaction of fear of people panicking and thinking that they would have one last chance to get their money out of their items. Well, with that not being the case, I don't have much confidence in this whole line of thinking that the MTL is going to wreck the market. Simply because people want their items. And for those of you who are addicted like me, and there are a lot of people who are addicted to this, those who are going to sell out when the MTL is available, I think there's enough to absorb those sales where people are going to come in and want to buy items as they're dipping down in price. Another thing that I notice is that people are excited about the drops, and the drops are selling out as quickly as ever before, and we don't have any more of a chance of getting items on the drops than what we did before MTL. In fact, it's even less of a chance. And so I don't think that the excitement factor has withered away. And what I do notice is that people want that dopamine rush. Because if there's one thing that holds true, people want that dopamine rush of going for the drop. That's the excitement. Now, if anything, I might believe an argument that we could see prices settle down once the drop system is gone. However, I don't think that will even happen. We'll still have excitement when a drop happens on the lottery because everyone will be waiting to snag up that next shiny thing as soon as they hit the open market. Sure, you won't have the adrenaline rush of trying to get one on the drop, but that might cause even more anxiety and people waiting in line for those items to start popping up on the market. Much in the same way that after we were shut down for that, day or two, maybe it was 48 hours, 72 hours, I can't remember. As soon as the market opened, everyone went bananas. Me included. I even bought a few comics because I was so excited to jump in and buy. I was having withdrawal symptoms. Not only did I want to check prices right away, I wanted to buy. I had gems sitting around. So once the drops are gone, the excitement of going after the drop might be replaced by the excitement of the market opening. Mark my words, that's probably the way that it's going to go because human nature is predictable, and the more things change, the more they stay the same. Let me know what you think about this data that I have shared. I'm going to continue to collect data on the golden moments because they are great market indicators. Let's talk about this in the comments. And then coming up, I'll have the special report on the math that I do to find the items that could possibly give you the biggest return on the investment. And what I'm going to do as far as purchasing items that would give me that biggest bang for the buck and the math behind how I picked those exact items. That is coming up. Plus, we'll have an overall market update, and I'll be looking at the charts so we can see where we are in the 4 phases of the cycle: distribution, accumulation, consolidation, markup. Like, subscribe, and no. Okay, how does the line go? All right, wait a minute. What is it? I can't remember. Like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe that's it. And share with a friend. Is that what I say? I can't remember. I'm going to have to pull up the last video to see what my line is. But do whatever it is that I always see at the end of every video. And we'll see in the comments. This is Carlton, and I am out.